Hello, Elder Drunken Homies.
How is it going?
I'm Austin.
And I'm Josh.
And we are Elder Drunken Highlander coming at you with a new drunk tank today about a deck that is so stupid, it's brilliant.
It also was made, like, at this point, 45 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, 45 minutes ago.
So you're going to see the active process of our brains.
So we decided just to, like, make a deck with every single Eternal Witness, Archaeomancer, Izzet Chronarch, Shipwreck Dowser, etc. effect in it, and put Neoform in it, and just, like, Neoform through all of them until we get to Crater Hoof Behemoth. And that's the idea. And the plan is you use Earthcraft.
It is so stupid.
You have an Earthcraft, so every time they enter, you untap a basic land, and you have things like Wild Growth, Fertile Ground, Glimmering, Frost, or High Tide active to make your lands tap for enough mana to once again cast a Neoform. So you Neoform all these creatures into play, eventually ending on Scholar of Ages, which will bring back a second thing that you can use to then continue the chain. Maybe it's a Muddle the Mixture, so you can transmute for Underworld Breach.
Or
maybe
it's a Brain Freeze itself.
Yeah, so you can Brain Freeze your whole graveyard into your deck.
Ghostly Flicker is another good one that lets you just go off.
So the Scholar of Ages gets whatever second spell you've set up already, because,
and
like,
then,
you know,
our Scholar of Ages becomes a Crater Hoof Behemoth, and we end the game.
Yeah,
hopefully.
You're not going to immediately go for Crater Hoof Behemoth
because you're only going to have like 3 or 4 creatures on the board at best.
Yeah.
Like doing this because you're going to be sacrificing your creatures to wind up.
Yeah. So then you want to get your Breach, play all your creatures out, and then cast like a Final Fortune, take an extra turn, or give them haste, and then play a Neoform one last time on the Scholar of Ages, turning it into Crater Hoof Behemoth, and then you go boom. And everyone dies. There's other ways to win, which we'll talk about in a second, but that's basically the deck. You just go like, I'm going to play Neoform, I'm going to play Neoform, I'm going to play Neoform, and you just have like a fucking army of Neoformed and Archaeomancer friends, and then you just fucking bop somebody, and sometimes you win, and sometimes you don't win because you didn't do the math right, and that's the kind of deck that we like best. So,
from a cinematic standpoint, this deck feels like you ever seen the ending of Akira?
No, I haven't.
Well, he just mutates out uncontrollably and blows up. That sounds like this deck.
All right. That makes sense.
Yeah.
That's basically what we do, more or less. We're just like, all right, now it's an Eternal Witness. Now it's an Archaeomancer. Now it's an Izzet Chronarch. Now it's a
robot?
Green Warden of Marasa.
Oh.
Now it's a Scholar of Ages.
What is going on here? What is the plot?
Oh, now it's a Skullwinder. What the hell? So.
And it's beautiful because we get to run, like we said before, Birthing Pod, Eldritch Evolution, Pyre of Heroes, because we have wizards from 2 up. We have wizards from CMC 2 all the way to CMC 6, 7. Actually, we have CMC 7.
Yeah, CMC 7 for wizards.
Because we have Revolutionists.
We also have a lot of shamans, and Stormkiln Artist is another way we can generate mana from casting our Neoform, and he is yet another shaman. So that's the way to do. Oh, we should have put Twin Flame in this deck.
Oh.
Yeah, so we can have 2 Stormkiln Artists, and also it copies all of our guys and returns itself. Yeah, we should super.
I'm just putting it in right now because we will forget otherwise.
It's so on brand for us to add cards to decks in the middle of videos. Heat Shimmer too, for sure.
Oh,
for sure.
Heat Shimmer.
Hey, Austin, wait, Surge to Victory though. Now I need to cut 3 cards though.
Yeah, that's the way it goes sometimes.
Get rid of Torrential Gear Hulk, because it exiles the spell.
Oh yeah, that ends our fun.
Get rid of Snapcaster Mage for the same reason.
But Snapcaster Mage is our 2-drop wizard.
He exiles the spell.
But we can't start our wizard chain till 3 now.
Is that Thrasios is a wizard?
Oh, never mind. Bye.
Yeah, get out of here, Snappy. Go on.
You were fun while you lasted, I guess.
Right.
Which one do we want more?
Shatter Skull is worse.
But it is removal.
We can't surge to victory it.
Bye.
Alright, well, there we go. I convinced Austin to cut a land.
Because we can surge to victory a Seagate Restoration, giving everything 7.
That's so great.
Or a Seasons Past and give everything 6.
This deck is toxic.
Oh my gosh.
This deck is absolutely toxic. Anyway, back to the deck. So the idea is just to have a bunch of fucking creatures and then cast some kind of surge to victory, Crater Hoof Behemoth-esque thing. We also play with a lot of land untappers like Snap and Frantic Stretch, which go well with our High Tides and our enchantments that target our lands to make them tap for more mana, and also like our Earthcraft sub-theme kind of thing going on. So it's a nice way to go mana positive. And Frantic Frantic Search and Snap both play nicely with our Underworld Breach for Frantic Search and our Snap for our creatures that do things when they enter the battlefield, because you can snap them back to your hand for free basically, and then replay them, and then return the snap, and then do silly things like that. So if you have enough mana, you can actually do a Snap Brain Freeze combo with your creatures and pop off that way, especially if you have abilities to, like, let's say you have Earthcraft and an enchantment on one of your lands and another enchantment on another land, you can just go nuts with Snap, which is really, really, really silly.
That's
honestly.
so much mana.
It's super silly. Yeah, it's everything in this deck, all the combos have so many little asterisks that take so much fucking setup, but that's casual EDH, baby. We absolutely love that shit. Absolutely love it.
And this is a really hard one to actually, like, stop full send, because unless you exile Neoform, we're just gonna keep going.
Yeah, and the nice thing about this deck is, like, I'm not a big fan of free counterspells and free interaction in casual Commander, because, like, I don't know, it just seems unfair to me. But I do be running Dispel in this deck, not that spell, Dispel, because it says counter target instant, and that's like the only thing that's gonna stop us. Because, like, I don't care if they destroy our stuff sorcery speed. Our deck is all about going, it's back.
So
yeah, so
make them work for their food.
Yeah, and speaking of instance, Final Fortune is here.
Yeah, no, we can just win before the blue deck gets a chance to untap.
Or we could fuck up our math and lose, which is equally entertaining to me.
I love doing that so
I love decks
much.
that have a chance for me to lose. So this deck is in the similar vein where it's very all or nothing. You're gonna go for it, and you're gonna get blown out, and you're gonna fucking like it.
And
Sunny
even
biscuits.
But it's also resilient enough that you're not fully out of the game. Because you have Eternal Witness, you have Green Warden of Marasa. Isn't there one that does multiple?
Yeah.
Wait, couldn't we run Panharmonicon?
We could run Panharmonicon, but
I think that makes it too easy.
yeah, I think it would be a little bit nuts. You should put Panharmonicon on your version if you really like this deck.
Yeah.
But I think what I like about this deck is if you do get blown out, it's definitely going to be because you popped off at the wrong time, and so it's your fucking fault, and or because you did the math wrong, and or because you didn't have the setup that you thought you should. So I feel like if you do get blown out, it's on you, and not so much on the deck, because the deck just, if you don't ever go for it, the deck will always just be very consistent. It won't have a lot of high power plays to make, but it'll just be consistently doing the thing. You have like 37 lands, all your creatures say bring back good spells. Yeah, enough ramp to suffice. Your commander is fucking Thrasios.
And you have Jessica.
Your other commander is a board wipe. Like, you're okay. This deck is gonna be fine as long as you can just chum out and play the game. But when you want to, like, be like, someone's fucking dying this turn, you better do the math. Yeah.
Not to mention, you can also, there's enough, like, wiggle room in this deck where you could switch out a few really key cards to change it to your own strategy.
100%. It's very versatile, the win cons, because the core of the deck is just going with your deck. Just putting it all on the fucking table and being like, all right,
like, you could just cut, like, a lot of the interaction out of this deck to just go full on into, like, making the combo hilarious. But that is brand.
It really is. I honestly, I basically own all the cards of this deck already, and I might just fill it in papers for shiggles, just because, like,
I think I own all
honestly,
the cards.
I think
Are there any of these I don't own? Surge to Victory, I don't have that card.
you don't have a Surge.
No, you have it.
Ah, true.
I have the rest. I don't have Dryad of the Elysian Grove. That's kind of, I'll proxy that.
Yeah, but overall, this deck is not, like, uber expensive aside from the land base. We just did the land base. The land base is very important, like, to talk about because it's weird.
it needs to be basics.
It needs to have a lot of basics, but you also need to have a lot of land type versatility.
So fetches.
And then also dual lands.
If you want to make a cheap version of this deck, you can easily swap these fetches for Terramorphic Expanse, Evolving Wilds, and Panoramas, and other similar mana-fixing things that get your basics into play. You also could be running more Rampant Growth style effects to help smooth out that kind of stuff, and we just chose to go all in on the expensive cards because, I mean, why the fuck not?
It's the easiest one. We built a package for it.
You can still buy this entire deck for less than the cost of, like, the 4 packs of fake Magic cards that Wizards put out, and if you wanted to make this a fake Magic card deck, just fucking print it out for, like, I don't know, like
$5.
Public libraries do, like,
$2,
like $1 per page of color printing at the most. That's like $10, like, at the most. It's usually radically less than that, sometimes free. So I don't know.
True.
You just print out the look at
Here, wait, let me show you guys something.
Can we just remove?
Boom.
Oh, there's a make proxies.
Oh, look at that, and then you have the deck. So if you ever think it's too expensive, just be like, well, I can always print out these really nice printer-friendly proxies. We're rambling now at this point. I think we've basically gone over the deck. If you enjoy this type of, like, fucking bullshit, off the cuff,
Train of thought commentary,
unscripted content, thank you. And you should check out our Discord if you're not on it. Subscribe if you're not subscribed already. And if you want to throw money at us, we have a Patreon.
Yeah.
We might donate to charity. No promises.
No promises on if it actually goes to us.
On that note, catch you later, homies.
Bye,
and remember,
friends.
untap, upkeep, drink.